What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. So I want to share this with you guys and share my thoughts a little bit and get your thoughts on it. But when I saw that Donald Trump Jr. did a sit down with DJ Akademiks, I was like, here we go. But they were talking about a number of things, but they discussed Diddy and the fact that his ex-wife felt like the death of Kim Porter was suspicious and that his ex-wife was claiming to be in fear of Diddy because she felt like he had something to do with it. But before I play that clip, I find it interesting, but I'm not totally shocked because you guys know I've shared a little bit of commentary here and there, and I'll be sharing more when it comes to politics and BS here on this platform here, the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel, which I know that this year is going to be contentious and they're going to do everything they can to see, in my personal opinion, this psychopath back in office. For me, it's not about Republicans or Democrats. It's about not wanting to have someone that I believe is just extremely, extremely self-centered, psychopathic, narcissistic, a bit Looney Tunes or a lot Looney Tunes, and so above the law and feels like he should just be a supreme being that should be untouchable and can do no wrong. It's always been about him. And that's the part that disgusts me about him, right? So to see him in office again, for me, it's definitely not something that I care to see happen again. I'm not saying that I wouldn't survive if he was in office, but I just don't want to see it again. And I'm tired of people that want to pit this thing like it's a Democrat-Republican thing, because do you see how many people have defected from the Republican Party because they say it is no longer the Republican Party? This is not natural and this is not normal. It's not, okay? But when DJ Akademiks got a platform on that Rumble platform, Roland Martin, he spoke about it over a year ago. Because the thing about it is, Black men really are being targeted by not Republicans, but by that MAGA factor or sector to target them to say, crooked Joe Biden, you know, they're not doing anything for you, the Democratic plantation, all this other stuff that they say to, you know, play on the hearts and minds of Black men. But it's funny to me because when I hear Black men talk about this, it's a lie that they used public housing and welfare and things like that to remove Black men from the homes back in the day. Because let's be clear, the niggas, and I use that word, yes, the niggas that left their families, they did so because they want to, not because the government forced them out of their homes. Because do you think a wife or a woman, even if she wasn't married to a man, would prefer to get food stamps, welfare, and Section 8 housing over having a strong Black man that is there supporting her and the family and taking care of the house and home, even if she was working to help the household? Like, are you serious right now? That's a bold-faced lie when Black men say that type of stuff, because they're the only ones that say that. So these are the same Black men that are suggesting that Donald Trump is good for them. Donald Trump isn't good for anybody but himself. And if anyone happens to be in that same line of the financial ladder that he happens to be on, that you might benefit from some of his policies, okay. But Donald Trump Jr. is sitting there discussing Diddy and Kim Porter with DJ Akademiks, not policies. Because if I am not mistaken, Donald Trump Jr. also said that no, He doesn't see it for reparations for African Americans, African descendants of slaves, to be more specific. Okay? But again, Roland Martin, he spoke about this over a year ago. I'm just going to play a tiny piece of what Roland Martin had to say about DJ Akademiks getting this platform of being on Rumble and what this really was all about, which I know that, but let's just go ahead and get into it.
2016, Donald Trump increased the numbers of Republicans got from black men. We saw the impact of that in the 2018 midterm elections, and then we saw it again in 2020. So you may ask, well, what is at play? And you got the folks out there who, again, and I can tell you, I see exactly what the strategy is, because what Republicans are doing, what they are suggesting is that, you got a group of black men out there who feels as if no one listens to them, no one talks to them. And so I see how they begin to parrot the right-wing talking points. I see when I did interviews with The Breakfast Club and Vlad TV and Ebro in the mornings, when they jump on these message boards, and you can always see the same language. You ain't nothing but a shield for the Democrats, and you trying to get us to vote Democrat. I had one fool say, you were trying to get us to vote for Hillary. Well, fool, she was running against Trump. So what are you saying? You want a Trump? Same thing. You trying to support Biden? He's running against Trump. And so I need y'all to understand what's going on. So a move took place today, an announcement was made, where the right-wing streaming platform Rumble, now they trying to compete with YouTube, all right? But this is an absolute right-wing platform called Rumble. So they signed an exclusive deal with DJ Akademiks to live stream on their platform 3 to 5 times a week. Now, this is the press release that they put out. Rumble, now this is a publicly traded company, Rumble, the video sharing platform, announced today that the popular media personality DJ Akademiks will live stream exclusively on Rumble 3 to 5 days a week. Known for his authentic voice, DJ Akademiks is a powerful culture entertainment influencer with 5.2 million Instagram followers and 2.76 million YouTube subscribers. The Jamaican-American podcaster will cover the latest news in hip-hop music along with a satirical take on top headlines. Now, he says, I look forward to being one of the first to bring music and cultural conversations to a platform like Rumble. There have been many bad decisions at larger platforms where they haven't put creators first and they are disconnected to the community. I feel now is an inflection point for streaming platforms. I couldn't be more excited to lead this effort on a platform that puts creators first. But here's the question. Do they put black people first? Now, I'm trying to explain to you, and I want y'all to be very clear. The Republican strategy is to how can they appeal to black men, and they are specifically trying to target them. Hey, pull up the photo from the UFC fight this weekend. You had this photo of Joe Rogan and Trump with Mike Tyson in the photo. Yep, that was this weekend. I want y'all to understand what's going on here. I need y'all to understand. The Republican Party knows black women hate them more than anybody else. There's no group that hates Republicans more than black women. But the Republicans are specifically going after certain black men. Now look, they could try to play this, Rumble, no, we're trying to be legitimate. And see, let me tell you how they try to play it with me. So you know I got my podcast on iHeart's platform. Well, I was asked, because they have to ask me, will I do certain readings? Because I ain't just reading anybody's stuff. So I've turned down other advertisers. Rumble wanted to run an ad on my podcast. Hell fucking no. Let me say it again. I absolutely said hell no to Rumble running an ad on my podcast. Why? Because I know what Rumble's about. Who's one of their shareholders? Dan Bongino. Y'all pull up who Dan Bongino is. Dan Bongino, former Secret Service agent, right-wing hack, on Fox News, right-wing hack on the radio, that's who Dan Bongino is. Y'all need to understand what's going on here. And so Rumble, by signing DJ Akademiks, they're throwing the money at him. But understand what they're trying to do. Be aware of the content on Rumble. So they would love for the black men and the other folks who listen to DJ Akademiks to come on over to Rumble and support their platform. But Rumble ain't down with black people. Rumble is a right-wing platform. It is a MAGA platform. That's what it is.
So I'm going to stop it right there. I'll put the full link in the description box if you want to see the entirety of it. I saw that over a year ago. So seeing, of all people, DJT Jr. sitting down with DJ Akademiks to talk about, of all people, Diddy and Kim Porter, that just goes to show how little he thinks of the African American community, because it's like, I'll come over here, talk to y'all N-words about Diddy and Kim Porter. Yeah, I'll slip in there, let you know that I'm not down with reparations either, but this is all y'all really care to talk about. So let's sit down, let's smoke something, let's drink something, and let's talk about, some niggas and some dead, black women and it's just ridiculous. But listen, I'm just going to go ahead and play this clip of them speaking, and we'll just continue with the commentary.
Him and your father must have had relationships or whatever.
They did for a long time, and then he went full leftist, maybe because of some of the stuff he's been doing, because that whole thing's crazy. But it was interesting, and now it sort of all comes back together. Just, dude, like I said, I sort of grew up in that world. I grew up in New York. Before politics, I used to get invited to the cool person parties. I was there, right?
Hear anything?
Not those parts. So not me directly, but it's my ex-wife actually she was a model in New York, and she was really good friends with Kim Porter, who was Diddy's wife, the one who died at 47 from pneumonia. And I was like,
that's what
when that happened, she called me, and this was a couple years ago now, maybe not even, a couple years ago, and she called me something's up with that. I go, what do you mean? She's like, oh, dude, Kim used to tell me it was a bad, there was a lot of weird shit that I didn't even know but they were they'd do photo shoots together or whatever. They were sort of friendly. They'd hang out. We'd see them out downtown, and I'd hang out with her. Not so much with Dad. I think it was already sort of over there, but she was really afraid of him. And
really,
yeah, this goes back years. And so and she was having these conversations with my ex. I was I don't know what
A lot of people believe that whatever happened there happened with the woman afterwards, which was Cassie, and supposedly.
No, like I said, I didn't. You sort of don't think about these things until now. You go back and you're holy. I distinctly remember when Vanessa was calls me and was hey man, Kim Porter died. I go, what? We saw her a couple of weeks or whatever it was. It was and she goes, yeah man, she was sort of always in fear of something happening. And I was maybe it's natural, but not a lot of people die at 47 of pneumonia. You know what I mean? It's wow. Especially people, obviously good shape.
There's a shit ton of rumors.
Again, and I'm actually not trying to fuel any kind of rumor, but I definitely that's a conversation I had. Someone who knew her well, was friend, they text, was
something.
She was something. She's something. She did not believe that was just natural.
Listen, I don't know if it's just me, but when he speaks, DJ T Jr., he always sounds like he's on something. And there's been allegations of him doing a sniffy sniff, but I don't know, but I'm just saying what it sounds like. But this is just so insulting to sit here. Honestly, just the whole Trump family being involved in politics is an absolute joke. I don't care who, don't come in my comment section with the BS about Joe Biden or the Democratic plantation I don't care about all that stuff. I'm not saying that I'm a Democrat, and I'm not. I'm not a Republican either, but neither are the Trumps. Donald Trump has a long history of donating to Hillary Clinton and the Clintons, not just Hillary Clinton, but the Clintons, okay? They have been in politics a whole lot longer, and now they're on this QAnon train of the Clintons being baby eaters and sex traffickers and all this other stuff that's just like, it's just insane. But they don't talk about all of, not just the skeletons in their closet, but the freaking live bodies in their closets of all the shit that they're doing to grow and gain. All of this for the Trump family is business. They could give a damn about any of y'all. They could give a damn about this country, okay? If he doesn't get what he wants, he's willing to have it all burned down to the ground. And if you thought January 6th was something, you ain't seen nothing yet if this psychopath is not reelected, okay? But I digress. It doesn't surprise me to have DJT Jr. sitting down with DJ Akademiks discussing things that are just absolutely ridiculous and not speaking about politics, because he's not in politics. None of them are. Everything is about their daddy. And for the daddy, everything is about himself. And to the idiots that follow him die hard, that make it seem like he is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and if he isn't saved, then the whole country is just going to go to hell in a handbasket. Wake up. The country pretty much has already been there for a while, and this is just the times that we're living in. It's not really going to get better. But I digress. Him sitting down with DJ Akademiks and being on this Rumble platform, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Nothing about politics, nothing about what Trump plans to do for the African American community, and a lot of the credit that he does get for things that he allegedly has done, it was never really supposed to be credited to him, because it really wasn't his doing. But I digress. I just wanted to talk about this briefly and get your thoughts, so you can let me know how you feel about it. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.